I wanted to do a quick tip on how I make my Instagram and my trend boards sort of coordinate. This was posted on my Instagram a little while ago, and this was the original mock-up picture, and I added my design to it, and then I wanted to do a little bit of adjustment. So looking at the original one, you can see that I changed the pink to be this coral color and the envelope as well. So the way I did that is with color replace. If you don't know color replace, it's an invaluable tool for anyone who is putting together mock-ups or photos. So I'm going to go to the layer that the envelope is on and select this color, and then image, adjustments, replace color, which I have as a shortcut. I made it my own shortcut because I use it a lot. As you can see, this kind of shows where that pink color is coming in. And if I increase the fuzziness, it gets it all. If I really go in, it's making some of the other colors show up. It's basically sort of the tolerance of the color. If this was uneven, I would add more colors to it, and I'll show you how that works after. But first, let's just start with this. So here I can adjust this any way I choose to. So now I'm going to just make it, it's not going to be just like my Instagram, but I'm going to make it match to the flower right now. All right, so I just changed the hue. I can also change darkness, which, as you can see, when you start really changing values, it kind of needs a little bit more work. So this is where I might take the plus and select right around the shadow, and then that kind of fixed it and then included it in what is being changed. Saturation, etc. So that is how you can change the envelope. With the wood, I made it a little bit more gray, and I didn't want to make the rest of the picture gray. It was really just the wood. So I'm going to select a mid-tone brown and image, adjustments, replace color. And as you can see, it doesn't really get all of the wood grains. So I could keep adding, but another way is, again, to click the plus eyedropper, and now I'm going to use one of the lighter ones, okay? So I'm going to pull it down a little bit so it doesn't get the envelope liner, and it's not perfect, but let's see what we get here. So see, as I go, if I was going really unsaturated, this would be super obvious. But if I was just taking it down a notch and maybe making it a little bit lighter, it might not be so bad. But since this is standing out, I'm going to do the plus and add it in. Sometimes it takes a little work, and as you can see, this is also changing the liner. So if I didn't want to do that, I could do a quick lasso of the liner, which, as you can see, is not perfect, but select inverse, and now that's got everything but the liner, and image, adjustments, replace color. So even though I'm seeing that the liner is included right here, it's okay because it's not selected. So I can up the fuzziness and not really worry that it's going to get involved. So as you can see, I can kind of do whatever I want here. So that is how I make things match. I like things matching, so sometimes I do make these changes. I don't always, but I like to, if I have an envelope or something like that, I want it to match, of course. The other time I use it is in my trend boards that I send out. I don't do it often, but sometimes I will see a color pattern or a color palette emerging, and it just could be pulled together a little bit better. So for example, this is the original pillow right here. And this was my whole board. I had already put it together, and there's a lot going on this board. It could use a little bit more cohesiveness. So in the end, I changed the orange to purple. I still have the link to the original pillow, so if someone was interested in it, they could go check it and see that this wasn't correct. I try not to do it very often because a lot of time it's someone's art, like this is someone's card design, so I wouldn't change their artwork. But if it's something that could be a small adjustment and really help pull the board together, I will make that color change.